One.
Hi guys, our community project is building equity through community. So we're the creators of this, and my name is Christopher Coe.
My name is Evan Dial.
My name is Constantine Barraza.
My name is Anadi Gimre.
So initially coming up with this project, we had to figure out like a specific community in mind. And to do that, our group's initial prototype was to highlight the injustice in the HDH dining plan, where the UCSD dining plans are mandatory for students, which can potentially create problems for those who come from financially insecure backgrounds. So, because of this issue, we wanted to provide help to students who are experiencing a rough time in college from the mandatory dining plans or had any financial trouble. And our group decided on a particularly community to serve through our experiences, which happened to be this. Some background information about us is that some of us come from poor backgrounds and personally felt that the mandatory dining plan caused more stress and problems for those who come from poor backgrounds, like the members in our group. So our process working like a small community was productive because we all like agreed on our topic and felt that like the dining problem or the dining plan was inconvenient to us. So it was something that we were personally like related to. So personally reflecting on this project, I would say like individually, my role in Core Project 3 has made me realize like what positions I like most in a group and what styles of collaboration work best for me. In particular, working on this assignment where like teamwork is super crucial and we're like more tight knit than other assignments. I learned that I prefer to take like a more active role in the group. Like I would assign people to specific tasks or just tell them what they could do to help each other. And this allowed each of us to work independently of one another before coming back together and putting it all into like one big completed project. Surprisingly, like initially I thought that this would be like more stressful to do, but I found that it was actually less stressful to take initiative in a group project and direct others versus like simply doing my part. I think the main reason for this is because it was just reassuring to know like, oh, where's everyone going? Like I would know where everyone is going versus like just relying on someone else to tell me what everyone else is doing and hoping that it all turns out. Additionally, it also became clear that I don't really like micromanaging others and prefer that we work with like a certain degree of autonomy instead of in a group, which made it easier on myself and others to get work in on time. This is, I would say, like ultimately, this is like extremely important info for me in the future, as it has showed me like what my preferred role is in the community and how to maximize my contribution in one. I think this is also like consistent with other people in my group as well, or they've told me like they feel satisfied with like what they've learned of being part of a group. So finally, I've realized that different groups composed of different personalities all work most effectively in their own unique way. And I just have to adjust and be more flexible to get the most out of everyone.
Hi, okay. I'm going to be talking about the feedback, to be specific, the feedback that we got and how we used it to make our prototype better. Okay, to start off, the feedback our group received or the feedback our group received on the prototype was that we lacked a clear one. And two, to create a prototype that helps our group close or reach closer to our goal of helping financial insecure students. For the first point, what ended up happening with our prototype was that our mission was clear. But the way we went about it, we lacked a proper way of being able to help people we wanted to. For the second point, our group needed a prototype that demonstrated financial literacy and displays how the HDH data selection isn't suited for all students. We had an idea of what direction to go, and with some guidance, but we were able to make a prototype we think can help. Now to the next slide, I want to talk about the ways we changed it. Initially, our plan was to hold an entire mandatory DEI class in order to teach financial literacy for lower income students. However, feedback was crucial as it informed us with the issues that we would face dealing with such a large endeavor. This made us realize that we had to adjust our trajectory in order to come up with a more realistic action plan in order to still tackle that same issue, which was financial like insecurity and financial illiteracy. but we decided that we had to streamline the process in order to make the project attainable in terms of what an undergraduate as us can reasonably do. Therefore, we adjusted the scope of our project and narrowed the field of vision to just one aspect of what could be changed in the UCSD system, which for us, what we found was the mandatory dining plan. We also ended up adding a few more changes with the feedback we got. We had fixed the Trident food pantry and also like better made it better suited for what we had wanted to obtain further down the line and to further forward our goal.
Our new program is a Teach-In. Our Teach-In is an event that is hosted by 8th College by financial specialists and experienced students to help incoming students with financial guidance. Our prototype includes other programs like the expansion of the food pantry and a program where a qualified group of students are able to place pantry orders for pickup, like other dining services. Our prototype is designed to serve the communities who experience financial insecurity and struggle with the mandatory dining plan selection that is implemented at UCSD by providing aid for students and hopefully eliminates any inconveniences that come from the food pantry. Our group also hopes our teaching demonstrates the inadequate finances that are provided from these meal plans. Our group found that some students are better off prepping and buying their own food rather than spending thousands of dollars on meal plans that don't provide enough for each school year. Our group strives to keep the variety of food allowed. Our our financial literacy teaching is a program with 4 main events, right? So the teaching will allow for incoming first years, along with continuing students, the ability to ask questions about the true average costs of being a student here at UCSD. We have 4 events for topics to speak on, being money planning and solving, investing money, job opportunities, and food and housing resources on campus. With this teaching, we have hope to help incoming and current students struggling with their respective situations, and at least provide some sort of solid footing for the students to ground themselves with during this stressful time.
And for what's next for our prototype, our group plans on implementing our prototype in the future, sometimes around the year, maybe just a couple pop-ups around the year, just to randomly help students with financial guidance or people who seek financial guidance. Um, our group believes that our prototype could help many incoming or continuing students who need financial advice as adults. So we are planning on presenting the teaching to somebody who can basically make it happen at school. And with this teacher, we can gather some data from the students on the mandatory dining plan and how it affects them and their life, and just the lives and how much it adds stress to be mandated on selecting a dining plan when most students are better off just buying food for themselves. So for this, our data collected from the teaching could demonstrate to the school that students should be able to opt out of the dining plans because, like I said, maybe some students are better off just buying their own food. I know personally, and some of the group members felt personally that we are better off just buying our own food because not even the dining plans don't even cover enough money for the whole school year, and they're still mandated for you to pay at the beginning of the year. So I think that is crazy and ridiculous, and I think it needs to change. So we plan on presenting this data to the head of HDH and hopefully to seek a change in the being able to opt out of the mandatory dining hall selection. On top of that, we seek to potentially turn this teach-in into a class. We originally wanted to make this prototype, we originally wanted a prototype like a class to teach financial literacy, but that just takes so much time and we would have to go through so many people. But hopefully, with the teaching and just with time, we could be able to present it to somebody higher up and get a full course for financial literacy to help more people and help our group get closer to our goal. And yeah.